What's our great earthquake band? That's very Simon, and welcome to the podcast from the Great Industrial Earthquake in 2017. From way back 2017 after the Great Earthquake. So the Great Earthquake hits Mexico way past in September 17. And in 2017, the Great Earthquake strikes the whole city, the aftermath, because it's even the aftermath one town because it's destruction. When destruction, the aftermath, that's called Ben Devon place where the aftermath strikes. This place where never forgot the Mexico earthquake hunts. What's it is?
NBC's Steve Patterson joins me now with the very latest from our LA bureau. Steve, what do we know?
LA information is coming in hot and fast. This is still a very breaking situation, but the images that are coming in are absolutely horrific. This is a reported 7.1 quake, as you mentioned, south of Mexico City, in an area that is built on a lake bed. Here's the real tragedy that we know so far. The town was actually practicing drills because of that 1985 quake. It's the anniversary of the 85 quake. That was an 8.0 magnitude. That basically destroyed much of Mexico City, led to thousands of deaths, led to billions of dollars in damages, led to massive amounts of loss of life in that area. So they were actually practicing drills because of that quake, that anniversary, and then to have this about 40 minutes ago, the 7.1 magnitude. Aftershocks have not been felt yet, but again, watching the video that we've got in on both social media coming in from our affiliates in Telemundo, you just see the devastation. You can see during the quake, things are falling off counters, people diving under desks, trying to take cover in any way they can. Outside, you're looking at buildings collapsing, huge plumes of dust and smoke rising over the city. You're looking at people screaming, trying to get away in any way they can as this quake is occurring. Again, initial reports 7.1, no word yet on loss of life, no word yet on the devastation this is bringing, but obviously with that 8.0 quake that was all those years ago in 1985, the magnitude of that, the loss of life of that was tremendous. This at 7.1 is expected to do similar amounts of damage, so we're expecting something quite tragic here in the next few minutes and hours, Sally.
Hey there.
The powerful earthquake triggering a wave of panic, thousands running for their lives. Screams filling the streets of Mexico City as buildings break apart and fear floods the capital. The 7.1 tremor bringing the region to its knees. Buildings that didn't collapse swayed across the skyline of one of the world's biggest cities. Plumes of dust rising from where structures used to stand. This man says we're trying to clear the streets so ambulances and firefighters can get through. Now the desperate race for rescues, removing debris from where many could still be buried alive. The death toll here uncertain, but the scene is grim. This woman says it was terrifying. With first responders scouring schools and hospitals, this country is on shaky ground. The epicenter near the Puebla state town of Raboso, 76 miles southeast of Mexico City. Earlier this month, an 8.1 earthquake killed 100 people in southern Mexico. Today's tremor comes exactly 32 years after the 1985 earthquake that killed as many as 10,000. In a country that uses an early warning system for earthquakes, today there was none.
Because the soil in Mexico City amplifies the shaking by a factor of 100 or more. They get a lot of damage from faraway earthquakes.
Tonight, Mexico is in a state of emergency, a region in peril, now bracing for powerful aftershocks.
After that 1985 earthquake, stricter building codes were ordered across Mexico. That likely saved lives today, but the early death toll's already in the dozens, and there is no doubt that number will climb. NBC News.
The haunting history of a great earthquake in the Mexico magnitude 8.0, 8.1 earthquake in 1985. The great earthquake hit the Mexico. Here's a history from the news report.
Go to the Caribbean. Natural disasters dominated this day. First, the earthquake that rocked central Mexico on Tuesday. The official death toll rose to 223 today, and the nation's president warned every minute counts to save lives. A desperate search for life today in Mexico City. Police, firefighters, and volunteers digging into a collapsed school. Sometimes they found survivors, sometimes not, but the search went on.
People are helping. We are gathering at the collection center and managing as we can. People are showing a lot of solidarity.
The quake hit Tuesday afternoon near the Puebla state town of Rebozo, 76 miles southeast of Mexico City. The violence of the shaking was evident. Buildings swayed and convulsed, and at least 44 collapsed, lost in plumes of smoke. Pleasure boats were tossed like toys in a bathtub. Terrified people streamed from homes and offices.
Horrible. Frighteningly horrible.
A wing of a school pancaked into concrete slabs. Rescue dug frantically, some with bare hands. At times, raised arms signaled the crowd for silence as they listened for sounds of life. The search went on through the night under the glare of floodlights and the watchful eye of parents.
My kids go to school on the next street, and when I saw the school, I panicked, and I ran for my children. I spent all afternoon here watching them rescue people.
Crews brought in wooden beams to shore up the school building, and ultimately they spotted one survivor, but pulled 25 bodies from the rubble, all but 4 of them children. The same scenes were repeated over and over across the region. Hundreds of people hunting for the living and dead, and survivors telling of narrow escapes.
It was a very hard hit that went down. I went to find my child and I couldn't. I was trapped on the 3rd floor, and the people in the house next door helped me get out with a ladder. I am just grateful to God that we are here for something.
In Morelos State, where 60% of the residents lost power, they began burying their dead and surveying the damage today.
The good thing is that my wife and my grandson were the only ones there. She's injured a little, but she's there alive.
The quake hit less than 2 weeks after an even stronger tremor struck southern Mexico and killed nearly 100 people. It also came on the 32nd anniversary of the 1985 earthquake in Mexico City that killed thousands. There had even been earthquake drills yesterday morning. In a national address last night, Mexico's President Peña Nieto spoke of his country's resilience in the face of repeated disasters.
This earthquake is a hard test and a painful one for our country. Mexicans have had very difficult experiences with earthquakes in the past, and we have learned how to respond to these incidents with a spirit of solidarity.
From New York today, President Trump spoke to Peña Nieto at length. And at the Vatican, Pope Francis led thousands of people in prayer for the earthquake victims. For more, joining us from Mexico City is Gus Valcarcel with the Associated Press. Gus, tell us where you are and what you've been seeing today.
Hi, Judy. I am in the Roma Norte district of Mexico City, a residential commercial area, and right behind me, as you can probably see, is an apartment building that came crumbling down. This obviously happened yesterday in the afternoon, and at least 20 bodies have been pulled out of the rubble. Judy, a very sad moment for Mexico and for this community. The good news is they are apparently hearing some noises that the experts believe are people who may still be alive inside those rubbles. So they are not losing hope that they will find more survivors.